And some of the headlines are frankly extraordinary. Anti-white racism is real, and there'll be more Henry Nowaks until it's crushed. Okay. Why can we rage against George Floyd's death but not Henry Nowak's? So by all means rage away about it, but just acknowledge, please, that you're ignoring the judge, you're ignoring Henry's family, you're ignoring the pathologist's report, and you're ignoring the lived reality of police officers who've had, quotes, unconscious bias training. So I'm reading the judge's comments now, because somebody has to, that sometimes someone arrested and handcuffed will feign injury in the hope that they may be released. These police officers were faced with having to make quick decisions in pressurised circumstances about the best way to act. I think it will find, the inquiry, that he shouldn't have been handcuffed, that was a regrettable mistake made in the heat of the moment, and some people will, of course, claim that it was because he was white. But to do that, you have to completely ignore the absolutely unavoidable reality of people of colour being handcuffed in similar circumstances on countless occasions, some of whom even ended up dead. So the judge has told us what happened. He also referenced the pathologist's report, which, again, I can't quite believe that the kind of coverage that I just alluded to a moment ago has somehow managed to completely and utterly ignore the pathologist's report, because one of the things that I think even people who haven't bought into the propaganda and the hideous decision to completely ignore the wishes, the expressed wishes of Henry Nowak's family, even people who haven't bought into that may be surprised to discover that there was no way the poor boy could have lived. The pathologist Amanda Jeffrey found over 2 pints of blood at the scene. She said that no emergency medical treatment would have permitted access to the bleeding vein. In simple terms, he would not have survived, however quickly he received first aid, CPR, or expert medical treatment. So you've decided to ignore the judge. The stupidest headline of all, inevitably, in the Spectator magazine. Why can we rage against George Floyd's death but not Henry Nowak's? Well, I suppose because Henry Nowak wasn't killed by the police. What's the point of explaining this? Because, of course, some people are determined not to see the evidence with their own eyes and ears. I think, and this is something I say carefully, I think what we're seeing here is an outpouring of rage that the police didn't turn up at the scene of this crime and automatically presume that the brown people were the criminals and the liars and the white person was the innocent victim. I think it's that simple. I think all of these people, writing all of these headlines, making all of these claims, ignoring all of these facts, I think they just hate the fact that the police force no longer turn up at the scene of the crime and treat the ethnic minority member of our population as the wrong 'un.